Hello, class. Um, I've had a lot of difficulty this week trying to figure out what to discuss. Um, I have accumulated a lot of years, but unfortunately, many of them aren't very appropriate for this class. So I'm going to tell one from a little more recent memory. I haven't told it as many times, so please bear with me. As you may know already, I'm a police officer with the Houston Police Department, and I work in the patrol division. About April of this year, I got a request from the Gulf Coast Violent Offenders Task Force to come out and help them run a warrant. The Gulf Coast Violent Offenders Task Force is made up of mainly U.S. Marshals, Harris County Sheriff's Department, and HPD officers. And there's also a few Texas State Troopers there. They asked me to come set up about 1.5 miles from the target site while they were running undercover surveillance, trying to see if the suspect was home. After about an hour, they found a vehicle that arrived at the target location that was the suspect. They saw him go in the house. We were actually getting ready to go to the house to make entry to go in after the suspect when they advised he came back outside and got in his car and sped off. An undercover unit tried to follow him. He was following him briefly, and advised that he was speeding away and trying to get away from him. He knew he was made. So I was in a marked patrol unit. I went to their location, and I was trying to get behind the suspect vehicle, but in the process I was trying to have to overtake a U.S. Marshal in an undercover unit. Eventually, I was able to overtake the U.S. Marshal and attempt to get behind the fleeing suspect in the rain. He was about 200 yards ahead of me, and I was trying to catch up. He made several right-hand turns really quick, and I thought I'd lost him for a second until I saw him drive into someone's yard. I shot down the street with my partner, and I tried to box him into these people's yard that he drove into. The suspect pulled up next to a house in an attempt to get out of the vehicle and flee through their backyard on foot. Unfortunately for him, he got too close to the house and couldn't open the door, so he had to throw the car in reverse. He flew backward and rammed our patrol car, ripping off the front bumper. In the process, he also hit a U.S. Marshal. He drove forward through the people's yard, and at this point it's pouring rain, and he's in a two-wheel drive front-wheel drive vehicle. Ends up getting stuck in the mud in these people's yard. Needless to say, the U.S. Marshal got to the car before we did, but he ripped him out of the vehicle, threw him on the ground face down in the mud, and we actually took him into custody without anyone getting hurt, which is very fortunate. The suspect had 3 felony warrants out for his arrest, and we also picked him up on 2 other felonies for felony evading and I believe assault on a peace officer, since he rammed our patrol cars. This man was looking at probably realistically spending the rest of his life in jail. He was pushing 50, and when I asked him why he rammed our patrol car, this is the funniest part. He said, "That's what I'm supposed to do when the police are after me." Anyway, I found it pretty amusing, and I hope you do as well. Have a good day.